out there getting it. He out there getting it. What's good, YouTube? It's your man CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video coming into you live from Carousel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I told you so. I told you so, and I told you so. I mean, but anybody with common sense could have probably predicted this, but it didn't really take that long to come into fruition. This comes out of San Diego, California. New app allows nurses to pick up shifts at short-staffed hospitals, ladies and gentlemen. And this is just part one of what's about to happen. Listen, when I tell y'all that nurses are about to be the new wave millionaires in influx, I mean it. Right now, this is why it's the perfect time to get in, learn your craft, learn your skill, master your skill, get good at your skill, and then make your bag, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get into the article. Before we do that, I would like to invite you all to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss none of the content that we have going on. Alrighty. It says the healthcare industry is starting to think outside of the box to address the nursing shortage. Outside of the, really? Is it really outside of the box? I mean, come on. I mean, this is nothing new, especially in long-term care. But let's continue. It says, think of it like Uber for nurses. Like many nurses across the country, ICU nurse Chantel Chambers was feeling burned out from the profession. There's definitely a burnout, Chambers said. I think especially after C-19 that exacerbated things a little bit. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics expect a shortage of nearly 200,000 nurses by 2025, in which honestly they've said more than that by 2027. They're looking to have almost 1 million leave the field by 2027. So again, this is the perfect time to get into the field. The perfect time. I'm trying to tell y'all. This is why, like, even when I come on these vacations, and you know, when I'm here, a lot of the times it causes me to go into deep thought about a lot of the things that I can't control and all that kind of stuff. And it is what it is. But sometimes when you snap back into reality and you see the things that you can control, you know that it's time to get back to work, ladies and gentlemen. Situations like this is why it's time to get back to work. It says Chantel was also finding it harder to stay in healthcare. Then she found out about the new app called Shifts by Aya Healthcare. The app shows Chantel what open shifts are available at local hospitals. With one swipe, she is able to accept the hospital shift whenever and wherever she wants. And again, this is nothing new. They have plenty of apps that do this already, especially if you work in long-term care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why they're making this like a deal. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is the press release because now, I told y'all, the old way is dying. They are being forced to adapt. The old way of just, I'm working 32 to 40 hours a week and I have to ask for time off and all that kind of stuff, that is dead. You dig what I'm saying? Nobody is gonna, especially like these new nurses coming up, absolutely not. This is the turn up, I want to twerk, I want to leave whenever I want to generation, and companies are gonna have to start adapting. And I told y'all this was gonna happen. I told y'all about the $100,000 contract out in California. Now you got this. Watch what happens. They are going to start having nurses sign for multiple years for like $500,000 contracts, $1 million contracts in the upcoming future. Watch when I tell you. I'm calling it right now. Because it's going to get that bad. And for it to get better, it has to implode, then it has to rebuild. But again, nurses are no longer going to sit back and just go by the ways of old. That way of doing things is overrated, it's tired, and it's dead. this is like one of the only fields where they like where the people in charge don't have the leverage. And then people are talking about like AI and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but that's probably not going to take place for another 30, 40 years. And by that time, yeah, I'll be out, hopefully, by then. You dig what I'm saying? So, all right, so let's continue. It says, the nurses easily see our jobs, says Sophia Morris with Aya Healthcare. They're able to one click in our technology to view what they're interested in, and it helps connect our hospital systems with really qualified and high quality clinicians. Chantel says she now makes more money and has more freedom and flexibility as a gig nurse. What did I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? She's making more money. She has more flexibility. Now, as this starts to catch on, what nurse in their right mind will sign a traditional nursing deal or take a traditional nursing job without being incentivized to the heaviest degree? It don't even make sense at this point. Like I told you, it's coming. The new wave millionaires, they are coming, and I'm gonna be right there along for the ride, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna be there to say I told you so. I'm telling you right now. But it says the stress has been completely taken away as far as my work scheduling goes. You know, I'm a mom of 2 little kids, Chambers said. I'm a wife. I also went back to school to be a nurse practitioner. I'm graduating this month, so I wouldn't been able to do all of that if it had not been working through Aya. Last year, Aya Healthcare says it saw 54% increase in the number of gig shifts fulfilled through the nurses app. 54%, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a game. This is not a game. Now, what's going to happen is that hospitals, these corporations, these CEOs are going to have to find a way to combat that, because what happens is these travel agencies are going to charge them top dollar. They're going to charge them top dollar to get these clinicians to come and work, because I'm sure if you are an ICU nurse and you pick up a shift in a nurse ICU, and see, it's good and bad with this, because the good, the flexibility, the freedom, and the money. The bad is that it's automatically gonna bring a lack of care, because there's only so much you can do in 12 hours if you have no idea who the patient is, no idea, you don't have any relationship, you don't have any rapport, you don't have none of that with the patient. That's gonna have an effect on what's about to happen as well. But again, this is why I say it is good to master a skill and get good at a skill, especially if you have a specialty, to get good at that specialty. That is why, even though I don't want to, I'm going to have to get good at probably this ICU specialty, because, or OR specialty, because it's gonna come down to the bag, ladies and gentlemen. You did. I mean, it's right there in the article. They telling you it's about the money. And I'm gonna post a link to the article in the chat. It says okay, I read that part. Let me see. Hold on. Is that the end of the article? Yep. So, yeah, I think that's the end of the article. But yeah, I mean, I actually want to see. How much they're paying these nurses through that app, though, because I mean, you already got a bunch of apps that do that. You got ShiftMed, you got eShift, you got a bunch of apps that do that. I don't know why this one in particular has started to make the rounds. Maybe it's because it's in California, but who knows? But it is what it is, and it's good for us, and it's good for you. This is why you should hurry up and get in the game, and hurry up while the getting is good, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that's today's video. Hopefully y'all can say I told you so in the comments, and understand what is really about to happen. So for those of you who are asking me, is it still worth it to be an LPN, still worth it to be a nurse? Absolutely, because this is gonna go down to the LPNs too. It's already happening, but it's gonna happen. I mean, it's happening already. LPNs already get this treatment. The problem is with long-term care. It's a lot of ratchetness in long-term care, so they let a lot of things slide. They let some of the worst people work in long-term care, and so it's going to take longer for long-term care to catch on, but they will catch on eventually. Eventually, LPNs and RNs that work in long-term care, they will get tired of the foolishness, just like me. And again, I'm only loyal to my pockets when it comes to this game. And soon they will start to catch on and get tired and become loyal to their own pockets, because that's what the CEOs, they're loyal to their pockets. And it's cool. We should all be loyal to our pockets as long as it works for us. It's okay to say that, you know what, CJ was right. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. So until next time, if you don't do nothing else, get paid, young nurse, get paid. I'm going to holler at you. Peace.